Hi folks, thanks for checking in. Today is kind of a rough video for me to do. I came up here to do a review on the Benjamin Trail NP brake barrel air pistol. It's in a 177 caliber, but I don't even feel good enough about doing a test for you guys. A lot of things I hate talking bad about manufacturers, but this one really just kind of pissed me off a little bit. I had great expectations for this gun. One, it's a nitro piston, and I own a few Crosman rifles. The Titan NP and the 22 caliber has a nitro piston. Works great, so I had high hopes for this pistol. But when I first got this out of the box, the first thing I noticed was the muzzle was cracked. So I went in and I tried to do a little bit of Gorilla Glue on there, but it's such a interference fit that there's so much preload on this front sight, it just doesn't hold it. So when you go and you use what they call their muzzle brake cocking lever, the front sight just bounces around. Now, I'm not just making my statement about this air pistol just based on this, but when you're trying to sight it in, I mean, I own a lot of air pistols. You can go look at my playlist. I do a lot of reviews, and I'm a big fan of Crosman. And in the price range, this is an $80 air pistol. Crosman has a lot of good quality air pistols in that price range. The 2240, the 1322, the 1377. So I have a little bit of foundation to stand on when I say, you know, for the price point, they could have done better optics on here. One, it shoots way too low, and a lot of complaints on the forums is that they're having to cut 3/8 of an inch off this front sight and lowering it. Now, when you first look at it, it's great. Overall, it's 19 inches long with the muzzle brake. It's 16 inches long if you don't have the brake on. But to cock it, you really need that muzzle brake cocking lever on there, and it's not really a muzzle brake, it's just a fancy name for that. I understand that, but that's no big deal. That's not a deal breaker. It takes about 25 pounds of cocking effort to cock the pistol. Has a nice ambidextric grips on there for right and left-handed. It weighs about 3.5 pounds, but I understand because of the nitro technology, and I was really excited about that, to use it. I'm just so bummed out that the sights, frankly, suck. I think they tried to do it with the rear sight, you know, and at that price point, I mean, that's not bad. The fiber optic, the front has the cool fiber optic, but they should have slowed down in the release of this, in my humble opinion. With the barrel droop on here, and you're going to get that with some brake barrels. I understand that, but to compensate that, they should have fixed this front sight. Now, what I'm going to try to do to salvage this is I'm going to try to put probably a red dot on there, and hopefully it'll take the recoil, because it does recoil. Now, one reason that it weighs 3.5 pounds is I believe it absorbs some of that recoil, and in its defense, it does do a pretty good job. Now, it has an 11mm dovetail, so you may have to buy special mounts if you're putting optics on there. It's not that hard. I've done 3/8 of an inch optics on there, and they work fine. I haven't had any problems. But the things that I would change, Crosman, if you're listening, and I hate to complain about an item, but I can't even show my viewers how it performs because it's so inaccurate with the sights. I cocked it and shot it 3 or 4 times, and the front sight pulled right off. So more out of frustration. Crosman, you need to go back to the engineering department and say, hey guys, we need to get our head out of our and fix this one. Also, I would fix the trigger pull. It's about 7 pounds, and in their defense, it says there's a screw in there to adjust it. I tried to adjust it, but it's so darn tight that I'm going to strip that screw out. And that's another major complaint on the forums, is that for shooters, you just can't adjust the trigger pull, that it's so hard and it's so long, so much creep in it that it's hard to be accurate with this. In their defense, there's so much potential for this air pistol. I love the nitro technology. You can cock it and leave it cocked for a while and not have spring fatigue. You don't have the issues with spring compression that you do from the recoil. So I was really excited and I really wanted to rave about this, but I just can't right now. And I hope if Crossman wants to get a hold of me, I'll work together with you guys to R&D this stuff. I'll test it out before you do production. I think they were so fast to get something out and at that price point. You know, if you had improved a few things, I would have paid $100 or $120. I'm that type of person, and I think there's a market out there for that. Folks, I hate to rant, but that's just how I feel. So let's do a quick grading on this. I would say feel of the gun and that it's ambidextric. It feels really good. I would give that 4 stars. Yeah, it weighs 3.5 pounds, but I have to understand that you have that nitro technology in there, and they're using that to maybe buffer a little bit of that recoil. So 3.5 pounds, I'm not going to stress about that. I would give that 4 stars as well. Mission failure on the front sight, especially coming cracked. Could be a design flaw, but that's a major downer on that. Mission failure. So I have to give you 1 star on that. And the reason that it's almost impossible to sight in with the iron sights, there was so much potential. 1 star. So let's talk about the safety real quick. The safety works on both sides. You can do it. I would give that 4 stars as well. I really want to give this an overall rating, probably 2.5, 3 stars. I hate to say that, but I have to keep it real on my channel. And I wouldn't be fair to you, the viewer, if I told you, yay, this is better than hot buttered toast. But it's not. I'd hate for you to spend $80 and be disappointed like I am. I'm going to try to salvage this with optics. I'll do another video and try to do it justice. We'll do velocity checks on this. It says that it'll shoot up to 625 feet per second. I think they're using that PBA ammo that isn't lead. We'll do a real world test on that with my Cronny, and I'll come back and hopefully I can give it a higher rating with different optics on there. As always, folks, this is Wingman trying to keep it real. Until the next video, folks, take care. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe, and if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. My suggestion is, let Crossman know you're not going to spend your money on stuff that isn't worth it. Hold their feet to the fire. You deserve more than that from them. Our money is too hard to earn, especially in this economy. Take care, folks. Signing out.